Punishment reminds you that you can die because it is that bridge between life and death. Too many mistakes can cost you your life. That's why it's important that the first punishment you get in your life for something, you need to take heed to it. That punishment is telling you that what you did was wrong. But if you get into some philosophical thinking about, well, was it really wrong, or what is the definition of wrong? Does anyone make any wrong mistakes at all? I mean, how are we interpreting wrong? You keep getting into this back and forth philosophical debate about wrong, and one of these days you're going to make a decision that leads to self-destruction. Too many mistakes can cost you your life. Too many decisions that are not favorable for living a well-planned life will undoubtedly contribute to ushering you somewhere before your time, and death, when sudden, is somewhere before your time. That's why I always think with people who die natural causes, or people who die in their later years, I don't really weep for those people. Some people who die at 80, 85, 90, 99 years old, people just crying about them. They lived their life. They didn't die before their time. They did what they were supposed to do on this earth. And so it is just natural for them to go on ahead and pass on. I weep for the ones who are 20, who haven't discovered their gifts and talents, or the person who is 40 who has discovered his or her gifts and talents but refused to use them. They out of some fear or lack of courage or just contempt, they're just not going to use it. Or some people just don't have the courage in general to go after their dreams using their gifts and talents. Okay, that person is a person that I weep for, because even if you are 40 years old, when I look at the time that you may have on this earth to do some kind of good, I look at it in terms of retirement age. So if you're 40 years old and retirement age is usually 65, right? Then I look at it as in this fashion, that you have 25 more years from 40, 25 more years to make change. If you are 20 years old and you look at everyone retiring at 65, that means you got 40 years, 45 years to make change in your life. If you just coming out of prison and you're 40 years old, and again 65, you got 25 more years. Sure, it's going to be hard, but if you can do 20 years in prison, you can do 20 years working out your dream. And what people struggle with is that they still have problems with the inconvenience of planning something out, of taking time with it, of preparing themselves. And so then they get into all of these types of decisions because they are basing them off some sort of offense that I have to go the right way. I have to do things right. They don't want to do that. They are offended by that. And so every time they make decisions that don't go right, they're punished for it. They don't self-reflect on the punishment. All they do is go back out, get hasty, do something hastily, and then keep going, and then they continue to be punished and punished or whatever. That the best example of this is the person who goes in and out of prison. They've been in and out of prison for a number of years and haven't learned anything while they were in prison, and hadn't learned anything while they were out. And so something should tell you something about what it is you need to do. You need to stop. Quit making hasty decisions. Do what our big mamas and nanas used to say: get somewhere and settle down. Get somewhere and sit down. And when you use the word settle down and stability and basic, they get upset because they want to be this big baller type person. Well, you're going to have to work towards that. But a lot of times people don't want to do that, and they go in and make hasty decisions. Punishment encourages you not to die before your time.